Hey, welcome to the first lesson on algebra. Today we'll be talking about variables, constants, and coefficients. So before that, a very quick introduction to algebra. So it's basically a branch of studies where we have unknowns to solve for. So to find these unknowns, we have to form equations and manipulate the values that we are given to find what we want to find, which is basically the unknown. So in primary school level, you'll be dealing with linear equations, and they are relatively more simple. But many a times, I would say that algebra can be a lifesaver, especially for those difficult open-ended questions at the back. So some of these questions can actually be solved using some knowledge on algebra. So without further ado, let's continue. So firstly, we have our variable. So what is a variable? A variable is a symbol standing for an unknown value in an equation or an expression. So this value is unknown. So mostly we will let it be x and y, or sometimes you'll see it as a and b. For radius it may be r, for time it may be t, and so on. So if you want to find a variable, you need to form equations to solve it. So a very simple example, let's say I have 4 stars, and inside this jar I have an unknown number of stars. So let's say we let the number of stars in this jar be x. So what is the total number of stars I have? So let's say this x, this value is unknown, but what if it is 5? So if x equals to 5, so it means that we have 5 stars in the jar. So in total we have 4 plus 5 equals to 9 stars. But what if x equals to 1? So in total we only have 4 plus 1, 5 stars altogether, with only 1 star in the jar. So this is the essence of what a variable means. So next we have a constant. So constant is basically a fixed number, and its value never changes. That's why it's called a constant. So it can be something like 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this equation you see, in this expression we see a x plus 5. So for a constant it is 5 because it's a number that never changes. So lastly we have a coefficient. So what is a coefficient? It's a fixed value placed before the variable, and it is multiplied to the variable. So very simple example, let's say this is me, I'm x years old, and this is my mother, which is 3 times my age. So if I'm x years old and she's 3 times my age, we can multiply x by 3, so 3x. So she's 3x years old. So this 3 in front of the x stands for the coefficient. So in our expression we have 3x plus 5, and this 3 is our coefficient. So basically the number before our variable is our coefficient, and it's multiplied to x, our variable. So let's say I'm 10 years old. If I'm 10 years old, my mother is 30 years old. And yeah, that is the essence of it.